John Stephen Goodman is an American theater, film and television actor, voice artist, and comedian. Early in his career, he was best known for playing Dan Connor on the television series Roseanne, for which he won a Best Actor Golden Globe Award in 1993. He is also a regular collaborator with the Coen brothers on such films as Raising Arizona, Barton Fink, The Big Lebowski, Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? And Inside Llewyn Davis. Goodman is also a prolific voice actor. Among other roles, he played Sulley in Monsters, Incorporated and Monsters University. Other prominent film performances include the lead role in The Flintstones and supporting roles in The Artist, Extremely Loud and Incredibly Close, Argo, Flight, and The Hangover Part 3. On television, he has had regular roles on Amazon Studios' Alpha House and on the first season of HBO's Dream, and has been one of the most frequent hosts of Saturday Night Live. John Hilton of Vanity Fair calls him among our very finest actors. Early life and education. Goodman was born in St. Louis, Missouri on June 20, 1952. His father, Leslie Francis Goodman, was a postal worker who died of a heart attack when Goodman was 2 years old. His mother, Virginia Roos, was a retail store associate and waitress at Jack and Phil's BBQ, and took in laundry to support the family. He has a sister, Elizabeth Holvith, and a brother, Leslie. He is of Irish, English, Welsh, and German ancestry. Goodman went to Afton High School, where he played football and dabbled in theater. He earned a football scholarship to Missouri State University in Springfield, Missouri. He pledged to Sigma Phi Epsilon fraternity but did not join until several years later. He discovered the drama program, and studied there with future Hollywood stars Kathleen Turner and Tess Harper. He remains close to his school friends. Early career. After an injury ended his college football career, he decided to become a professional actor and left Missouri for New York City in 1975. With a small bank roll from his brother, Goodman found an apartment on 9th Avenue and 51st Street, near Manhattan's Theater District, and unsuccessfully tried to make money as a bartender and waiter. He eventually found modest success, however, in plays, commercials, and voiceovers. He was the person who slapped himself in an iconic TV ad for Skin Bracer by Menon. Goodman also performed off-Broadway and in dinner theaters, before landing character roles in films during the early 1980s. Career. In 1985, Goodman originated the role of Pap Finn in the Broadway musical Big River. For his role, he received a Drama Desk nomination for Best Featured Actor in a Musical. He also is featured on the original Broadway cast recording. He had a long history of appearances on late-night comedy shows, and was the first guest on Late Night with Conan O'Brien, which won him the show's first guest medal. He has hosted NBC's Saturday Night Live 13 times, while also making 7 cameo appearances as Linda Tripp during the Monica Lewinsky scandal and cameoing on the season 28 finale hosted by former SNL cast member Dan Aykroyd. Goodman auditioned to be a cast member for Jean Doumanion's tumultuous 1980–1981 SNL season, despite having little to no prior experience in TV comedy, but was rejected, along with up-and-coming comedians Jim Carrey, Paul Reubens, and Robert Townsend. In 1982, Goodman started landing movie roles, beginning with a small role in Eddie Macon's Run. During this period he continued to work on the stage, starring in the Tony-winning Broadway musical Big River from 1985 to 1987. Before landing his big break into movies in 1986, with a significant comedic role in the David Byrne absurdist comedy musical True Stories, he had a brief cameo as Otis, in the Patsy Cline biopic Sweet Dreams. In the former film, his character Louis Fine memorably utters the line, "I'm 6'3", and maintain a consistent panda bear shape, establishing his trademark size as an important part of many characters he would later play on film and stage, and in the latter film, he plays the guy who sold Patsy's husband the car he would destroy in the demolition derby. He is also known for his role as the head football coach for Adams College in the movie Revenge of the Nerds. In 1997, John Goodman was added to the St. Louis Walk of Fame. He first worked with the Coen brothers on Raising Arizona. He would go on to appear in their films Barton Fink, The Big Lebowski, and Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? In 2011, it was announced he would return to working with them on Inside Llewyn Davis, his fifth film with them and his first for a decade. Only Steve Buscemi has appeared in more Coen works, though Frances McDormand and John Polito have also appeared in 5 of their films. Goodman is most famous for his role as Dan Connor on the American sitcom Roseanne, which aired on ABC from 1988 to 1997. Goodman had guest roles on the air on Sorkin television dramas The West Wing and Studio 60 on the Sunset Strip. In the former he appeared in 4 episodes, playing Speaker of the House and eventual acting President Glenn Allen Walken. In the latter, he appeared as Pahrump, Nevada Judge Robert Beebe, earning a 2007 Emmy for Outstanding Guest Actor, a Euro-drama series for his performance. In addition, Goodman starred as Fred Flintstone in the film adaptation of The Flintstones. He voiced Robot Santa in the character's first appearance on Futurama. Beginning in 2007, Goodman has been the voiceover in Dunkin' Donuts commercials. In 2000, Goodman provided the voice of Packer in the Disney film The Emperor's New Groove and, a year later, the voice of Sulley in the Disney Pixar film Monsters, Incorporated. In 2009, Goodman voiced Big Daddy LaBeouf in Disney's The Princess and the Frog. Goodman's voice can also be heard on an automated message system at Lambert St. Louis International Airport. In theater, Goodman played the ghost of Christmas Present in the 2008 Kodak Theatre production of A Christmas Carol, starring Christopher Lloyd as Ebenezer Scrooge. He played the role of Pozzo in a Studio 54 revival of the play Waiting for Godot, opposite Bill Owen and Nathan Lane. John Halpern of Vanity Fair called it the greatest Pozzo I've ever seen. In 2011, Goodman was a guest star on the 3rd season of NBC's Community. He also voiced a character in id Software's game Rage, voicing Dan Hagar, and played movie studio chief Al Zimmer in the Academy Award Euro-winning live-action film The Artist, as well as Best Picture nominee Extremely Loud and Incredibly Close the same year. In February 2012, it was reported that Goodman would reunite with Roseanne Barr for a new NBC pilot titled Downwardly Mobile. The show would have had Goodman portray a bachelor mechanic and all-around clown as a resident in a trailer park, and would have used the standard multiple camera setup traditionally found in sitcoms. However, the series option was not picked up by the network. Other prominent roles in recent years include performances in Flight and The Monuments Men. With his well-received supporting roles in The Artist and Argo, Goodman accomplished the rare feat of appearing in back-to-back winners of the Academy Award for Best Picture. Goodman was inducted as a Disney Legend on August 10, 2013. Charity work: Goodman has long resided in New Orleans, Louisiana. Since Hurricane Katrina, Goodman has appeared on several recovery commercials aired in Louisiana. Goodman was cast in The Electric Mist as Julie Baby Feet Balboni, which is set in post-Hurricane Katrina, Louisiana. Goodman was at one time slated to play the role of Ignatius Riley, the main character of A Confederacy of Dunces by John Kennedy Toole. The story takes place almost entirely in New Orleans. However, the movie was never put into production. The movie The Princess and the Frog, where he lent his voice as Eli Big Daddy LaBeouf, also takes place in New Orleans. Goodman was featured in the HBO series Dream. Dream focuses on a group of interconnected people trying to rebuild their lives in post-Hurricane Katrina New Orleans. Goodman played Creighton Burnett, a Tulane English professor. In 2010, Goodman appeared in a commercial to raise awareness for the Deepwater Horizon oil spill. Also starring in the commercial were Sandra Bullock, Peyton Manning, Eli Manning, Jack Del Rio, Drew Brees, Emeril Lagasse, James Carville, and Blake Lively. Personal life: Goodman and his wife, Anna Beth, live in New Orleans. As of October 2012, their daughter, Molly, is 22 and in film school. In a 2009 interview, Goodman was open about his alcoholism, saying, "I don't know how much the old Jackie Daniels franchise ruined my memory, which is going anyway, because of my advancing decrepitude. I had a 30-year run, and at the end I didn't care about anything. I was just fed up with myself." I didn't even want to be an actor anymore. In October 2012, he said, if I'd picture in my mind a drink usually straight out of the A bottle I couldn't not do it. Acting in plays, I'd have the shakes so bad I'd have to have a drink to get through the show. I'm lucky I never got fired. Eventually, however, I bottomed out. He has been sober since 2007, doesn't miss that life, and tries to attend an Alcoholics Anonymous meeting every morning. By August 2010, Goodman had lost 100 pounds. He has stated that exercising and keeping a journal of food he consumed are what helped him keep the weight off. In 2009, Goodman retired from theatre after performing the role of Pozzo in Samuel Beckett's play Waiting for Godot at the Roundabout Theatre Company. Personal style: Artie's Delicatessen on New York's Upper West Side is one of his favorite haunts when he's in the city. He eschews the life of a Hollywood movie star, saying in 2014, I just don't want to dwell on myself, and about celebrity culture, there's just too much celebrity culture. It's worthless coin. Filmography: film, television, video games, discography, guest appearance, Candy Chimes, awards and nominations. References. External links: John Goodman at the Internet Broadway Database, John Goodman at the Internet Movie Database, Street Louis Walk of Fame, John Goodman at Emmys.com.